Hello, we're here today to celebrate the Heavy Equipment Mechanic Apprentice graduation of Daniel Ruano. To graduate, Daniel completed a 3-year program involving 6,000 hours of on-the-job training in conjunction with monthly chaptered coursework under the supervision of mentor mechanics and the shop supervisor. 3 years ago and some months, Daniel got the call. I called him, and he was living down in Lake Elizabeth, right? And I asked him, so you're interested in coming to work for us as an apprentice, right? And he said, yeah. And I said, okay, that's great. I said, you like the mountains? He said, yeah. I said, you like the snow? And he said, yeah. I said, you like a lot of snow? And he said, yes. Unfortunately, we haven't had a lot of snow up here yet, but we're hoping. And anyway, I'm very, very happy and very excited for Daniel, for his accomplishment, and for his future. Many of our graduate apprentices go on and promote to supervisors, lead workers, superintendents. And it's a fantastic program. It provides a lot of training. 6,000 hours of on-the-job training in 3 years. And that's a pretty tall commitment because you've got to track all your time. You've got to work on quite a complex array of different things in order to get the training for all of those hours. And Daniel's done a very good job of doing that. There's no shortage of work up here at Truckee, fortunately. And all of you, his mentor mechanics and parts personnel, you had very much a hand in this as well. And so I'd like to recognize you as well, and I'd like to give you a round of applause as well. Because without you, he would not have had the opportunity for the knowledge, the guidance, and the wisdom that he's learned over the years to make him a well-rounded journeyman heavy equipment mechanic. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? So, congratulations, and thank you, and well done. I'd like to welcome our division chief, Larry Orcutt. Thank you so much for coming up and sharing in this time with us. Larry.
How's everybody doing today? I think it's very exciting to be here. It's an honor to honor Daniel and Mary because it is a sacrifice to get through the program, to move all the way here from Southern California. It's a little bit different than SoCal, right? So I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to be here. I want to make a big deal because most people don't realize what we ask people to do, what all of you do for us. For the people of California is you got to come to work for Caltrans and you got to have all your tools and you got to know what you're doing. And for Daniel, he basically came to work for 50% of his salary, and as you go through the program, you get more money, but you also have to have your own tools. You have to know what you're doing, right? So that's a big sacrifice. That's why I want to make it a big deal. And thank you for arranging this, Ken and George, and also District 3. And it's good to have somebody here representing the district because that's who we do the work for, right? That's why we're here, is to make sure that the equipment's up and running, safe and reliable. That's our jobs. For me, I've been here just a little over 3 years, and it's our 4 years, and it's basically been a really good journey because when I started, we were talking a lot different things than what we're doing today. Today, we're talking about how can we make it better for everybody that works at DOE equipment. How can we make sure that you have a safe and productive work environment? And one of the things I was talking to Ken about just a little while ago is like, we're getting LED lights in all of our shops so that it's better for you guys so you can see what you're doing. It's easier to work. And we did that first in Shop 6 in Fresno. And the superintendent there has been a superintendent for quite a while. And he says the biggest positive change that he's made in his entire career for morale is to get those lights out there. Because basically you don't need all these little work lights so that you can see what you're doing. You turn on the lights and it's good. So those are the kind of changes that we're trying to put in place to make it a workplace of choice. I think getting young guys like Daniel on board and coming to work here at Caltrans, they're our future. And George mentioned that quite a few of the leaders at Equipment have gone through the apprenticeship program. So, no short expectations. Maybe someday you'll be up here as a division chief, because it's possible, right? It's possible. It's a career. One of my friends just retired after 33 years. I'd say friend because he was also a trusted advisor, because for me to do what I do, you need to have people that know the business of equipment. And he said it's a career. It's a career. So that's what you're getting with Caltrans, is a future and a career. And you have a new one on the way, right? And you bought a new house. That's awesome. That's a success story. So congratulations. I really feel good about being here to honor you.
Next up, I'd like to introduce my boss at this time, Andy Eimert. Would you like to come up and say a few words?
It's an honor to be here. Actually, this is the first apprentice graduation I've been to. And I was kind of under the weather last week, and Larry says, I've got this if you don't want to. But it was important to me because you made a commitment to us. You made a 3-year commitment to get through this program. So I want to thank you for making the sacrifices of moving. I know what that's like. I want to thank your wife for supporting your husband in these decisions, because that's a big part of this, the partnership. And you've created a partnership with us now. And I'm proud to welcome you to the ranks of heavy equipment mechanic. And the vast future, as Larry pointed out, the sky's the limit. You've stepped in here, and I want to extend my personal help in any area that you want to go to, as long as I'm working for this division, in achieving your career goals. I'm always out there. You can get a hold of me, and I'm sure Larry's the same way, and I'm sure George is going to be the same way. You're the future of this organization. Some of us are really close to retirement, and I'm proud to see somebody at your caliber stepping into this arena, into this career, and making that big difference to where we can provide the level of service that we try to provide our customer. Maintenance, to me, is our biggest, most valuable customer. And with the type of workload that you guys have here with the snow and everything, District 8, where I run the district down there, we have snow. I know a little bit of what that's about, not at the same gravity you guys have here, but it's a ton of work. So I want to thank you for your commitment. I congratulate you on your promotion, and I wish you the best in your future successes in this organization. Thank you.
Andrew Brandt, the Maintenance Deputy for District 3.
Thank you, George. Thank you for inviting me here today. I know I'm part of the district and not part of the equipment shop, but you guys are an integral part of making our operation here in maintenance work. And Daniel, congratulations. I didn't know anything about the apprentice program when I really took on this job, but I don't know, was it last spring or a little while ago, we had a ceremony down at the equipment shop in Marysville, and so I kind of learned a little bit more about it. It's an exciting program. I think it's a great opportunity for new employees coming in to get into Caltrans here in the equipment shop, and you've got a real good future ahead of you here should you choose to stay with us and promotional opportunities and everything else. I'm Amarjeet, my boss, who's the district director here in District 3. He and I have been making a tour yesterday and today, kind of coming up the Interstate 80 corridor, taking a look at all the the meeting with the maintenance crews and all that, but we've also been, talking to the shop folks as best as we can. Unfortunately, the shop was really busy here yesterday, so they weren't able to join us, but in talking with our crews here, in particular in this yard in Truckee, they really appreciate the work that the equipment shop, the sub shop up here provides. So thank you to everyone for helping keep our crews safe on the highway, because that's what you do. You keep our equipment in top operating condition. That makes us safer on the road as we're driving down the street. And the partnership that we have together is just outstanding, I believe. District 3 and George has made a lot of efforts. He comes to our staff meetings and we work together, daily between the equipment and maintenance. And I think that's a good tribute between District 3, what we've got going here. And so, again, thank you for everything that you do and the services you provide to us. And Daniel, congratulations to you as well.
Thank you, Andrew. Up next, representing the Division of Equipment Training Office is Lois Robb.
I am in the training unit down at headquarters in Sacramento, and the apprenticeship program falls under us. And I actually came up when Daniel started and was part of the orientation. And it's exciting because he had such an excitement, and it was a new thing. He moved, up from down south, and he came in with his notebook all prepared. So it's exciting to see his journey along the way. And it's a 3-year commitment. There's 5310 hours that you have to complete, 5,310 hours over the 3 years in different categories. So trying to keep that on working and your school load, it's a lot, and he did great. We never had to worry. His average over the 3 years was a 95, so that's very commendable. Good job on that. And he's always, anytime he had a question or anything, he was always right on top of trying to get the answer. So great job, and job well done.
So, Heavy Equipment Mechanic Apprenticeship Program. This certificate is awarded to Daniel Ruano in recognition of your completion of the 2-year apprenticeship program for the Heavy Equipment Mechanic on September. Well, it's not September anymore, but anyway, I signed it. The director of the union signed it. Sam Pence, the coordinator, signed it. And the superintendent signed it. And these are really nice plaques. We actually made these at the Division of Equipment. I wanted to make sure it's something special, so congratulations and becoming a journeyman, Daniel.
This plaque right here is made in honor from the Division of Apprenticeship Standards, the Department of Industrial Relations, because he doesn't have to just stay in compliance with our standards. It's another division and department that actually regulate everything as well. So they're commending you on your job well done and completing all the requirements.
Ken Frank.
Danny, I don't know if you remember your interview 3+ years ago, but I had several candidates, and they had a lot of influence on one of the candidates that had already worked with us for a while. But when you interviewed, you came up, you drove all night, you told me you had come from a job, and I think it was your smile and your positive attitude that just sold me. So, and Danny's been a good fit. I got to thank all my crew. There's been a lot of changes mechanics-wise for everybody, you guys all work well with Danny, but it's been a pleasure. But I got to tell you, it's Danny's positive attitude and smile that sold me. So I'm happy we have you, and you've been a really good fit for the shop.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming up. I know it's a long trip up to Truckee, especially more so from others from Southern Cal. I feel very honored to have such distinguished members of Caltrans come up to acknowledge me graduating. I see Larry Arkoff's on my computer every day when I'm clicking through stuff. I see him up in the corner and meet him in person and have him come up to Truckee for me. Very honored. I still remember the day that George called me and offered me the job. I was very excited. He did ask me, do you like the mountains? Do you like the snow? I was like, yeah, I like snow. He's like, do you like snow? From there, it was just kind of a landslide. And after coming up and interviewing, you know, with meeting Ken, I couldn't ask for a better supervisor. And all the coworkers, I mean, I know sometimes it's not the funnest thing to have, you know, little greenhorn next to you asking questions, probably messing things up. Thank you for all your patience with me, getting me trained and stuff. Couldn't have asked for a better crew. Truckee has tons of heart. We're not the biggest shop, but I love this place. I don't think I plan on going anywhere quite yet, other than, you know, if I want to try to move up the ranks, maybe head towards Marysville or wherever else. I feel very fortunate to have been offered the apprenticeship program, and everyone that I ever talk to, they tell me the same thing. You got that? That's awesome. Anyways, I'll try to keep it short and sweet. I know I got the short part maybe. Thank you all for coming. I'm truly honored. These are really good.
I want to thank everyone for coming up. Caltrans is proud of Daniel's accomplishment. We look forward to having more apprentices like Daniel become skilled journey level heavy equipment mechanics in the future. Thank you.